question, you need to find a 12 to break you need to find a 12 to break me. And they did have that exchange of breaks of throw early doors, and like I said, if you're going to beat Littler, you've got to get on him early and keep him under it. Phil was a similar animal, really, wasn't he? You know, if Phil didn't get quite out of the blocks quickly, and that's why he used to give you the throw a lot of the time. He used to hand the pressure to you and say, well, come on then, make sure you hold.
Last thing I'll ask you about that semi-final, which was won by 10 legs to 7 live on talkSPORT, it's the fact that we now know that Luke Littler has got a plan B. Tops and tens weren't working as well, so he decided at the end, I'm going to use double 16 as a plan B, and it did work more than once. Yeah,
dart players, as you well know, we can be extremely stubborn, and I've done it myself. I remember playing in a match play against Lowy, and I couldn't hit tops or tens from being 5-0 up, and rather than becoming a thinking player, listen, this is a young man that has introduced a style of play that I've certainly not seen before. He leaves numbers after 6 that can be completed in 6, and that's not, you know, that's not by chance. That's he's gone through a thinking process of where do I go if I block the treble 20, which is going to allow me to set up a score which will leave me a score around the 300s if it's that case that I can complete in 6.
Yeah, food for many a dart player to think about and to chew on over the next few weeks before the World Cup, when England will be Littler and Humphries. Humphries is coming up, and he's going to be up against Aspinall in the second semi-final. And that was all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18+, begambleaware.org. So let's get cracking with semi-final number 2. I mean, what's not to like? You've got the world number 1, Luke Humphries, and he has been world number 1 for around about 18 months now. He's up against the street fighter, that is Nathan Aspinall. And let's start on Aspinall. He's the one who had to get through last week in Sheffield. He had to beat Michael van Gerwen to guarantee his spot. Now, he beat him twice in the last 2 weeks. He had his job in front of him. He was able to do it. Now that he's here, and this is his first time at the playoffs at the O2, because the previous times he was doing it behind closed doors. This is a very different scenario for him, isn't it?
Yeah, and certainly a different scenario from having Glenn in the final. Yeah, listen, if this was a boxing match from years gone by, it's Ali against Foreman, isn't it? One wants to fight in a phone box, and Humphries just sort of glides around the oche, and he caresses the darts in. Everything is done with a certain flair, where with Nathan everything is done with urgency and passion, and like you say, you know, I call it heart, you call it spirit. He's just one of those that gives you everything. You know, if he was a footballer, you know, he might not be a Maradona, but he's gonna give you everything. He's gonna run up and down all day long.
He's so adept and so strong in spirit and in heart that Manchester United could do worse than sticking him up front. It's as simple as that. He has got incredible skill. He's a great dart player. He's a world match play champion. But
I'm sorry, but I think he's underrated as a player. I'm not sure how you feel.
No, I think that's fair. I think we label him as tenacious. There are other aspects to his game, but it can't be ignored that tonight in the semi-finals he's playing the best player in the world. In the world rankings at number 1 is Luke Humphries. He's the current PDC World Masters champion. He's the current match play champion, and he's someone who played very well this recent weekend in Rosmarlin. He didn't win the tournament, but he showed continued levels that if he brings them here tonight, he's going to be very hard to stop.
Yeah, and we say underrated, and I just having a look at some of my notes, and this will be their 23rd meeting, and it's 13-9 to Humphries. That's all. There's only a 4-match gap, and you know they were trading wins in the Premier League, and they beat each other in European tours. But I mean, they've had big games before, but for me, this is right up there. I mean, this is the players probably hold the Premier League in with more power than we do. I think for me, it's very much a brand of the cream of world darts, but for these guys, they feel like that Premier League trophy is one behind the Worlds.
They haven't won it before. Is there a risk that maybe there'll be a few nerves at the start of this game because they will want tonight too much?
I'm not so sure. I don't think either of them are that type of player, because listen, they're proven winners, aren't they? Multiple times, and all right, Aspinall's not won a Worlds like Humphries, but he's had success on pretty much every stage to a certain degree, and yeah, they're the kind of guys that I just don't see a nerve in them. Maybe leg one there'll be a bit of trepidation, and once that first leg's gone, they're up and running, and then it's sort of all systems go and full steam ahead. I think this could be tight. Humphries is a big favourite to win this match, and for a reason. In terms of metrics, he's the closest one to Littler in terms of the numbers. He's the closest one to having 100+ tournament average, 99.64.
If we take ceiling of performance into regard of this game, there's only one winner, and that is Luke Humphries. In this Premier League campaign, he's had the best average in a completed match of 118.43. Just to put that into some sort of perspective, Nathan Aspinall's best average, 106.46. That's a 12-point difference. That's like saying someone can run 10 seconds dead and one of them can run 9.65.
Yeah, it's huge. It is. It's a massive difference in terms of ceiling, and we like to look at the ceiling of a player, because that's exactly the information it gives you. It shows you when they're at their absolute best. And when you look at someone like Humphries, that 118 is not a one-off, is it? He's got multiple averages in excess of 110, and sort of 110 now. When you're talking about elite numbers, that's my cut-off. And I look, well, how many have they got over 110? And Humphries has a basketful.
We're about to welcome Nathan Aspinall to the stage here in London at the Premier League playoffs, and John McDonald is on the stage waiting to introduce the tenacious Nathan Aspinall, who hasn't won this title before. He was a runner-up in 2020 to Glenn Durrant. That was a heartbreaking night for Aspinall.
Yeah, that would have hurt, Paul, because it was a poor game, wasn't it, by comparison?
It really was. And he's a better player now than he was back then, through injuries, plural, through confidence problems. He has dug deep for years, and it has all led to another moment where he could be the victor in the Premier League. Let's see how he's feeling as he graces the stage. Here's John McDonald.
Welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live on Sky Sport from the amazing city of London. It's our second London semi-final of the BetMGM Premier League. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players as two Premier League finalists collide. Firstly, would you please welcome the winner of the UK Open and US Darts Masters, a Premier League finalist, and ladies and gentlemen, a winner of the World Match Play. Time to meet the Asp, Nathan
Arguably the most popular walk-on song in the sport. It has been bellowed for the last 16 weeks from Aberdeen to Exeter to Rotterdam and Berlin and back. This one's gonna get loud. He walks up the steps feeling maybe a little bit nervous because he's never played at the playoffs at the O2. This is a big moment in the career of Aspinall, and he's about to be the conductor. Here he goes as he gets 15,000 people going on talkSPORT. It's one of those things that you have to sample very close up to realise just how loud it is. How many hands are in the air?
30,000.
He's hoping he's missed the bright side at the end of tonight, but first he's got to dispose of the world number one. You're listening to Premier League Darts live on talkSPORT in partnership with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out, play. Visit villagehotels.com. And here comes the world number one.
The reigning World Cup champion, the Premier League finalist, and ladies and gentlemen, the former champion of the world.
Looks fairly relaxed on the walk-on, and everybody in his section is about to get a hug. That's what he does. He's a hugger. He gets strength from it. People who are close to him are here, and nobody is being spared a hug. That's probably about 11, make that 12 hugs right now. He would hug everybody in this place if he gets the title tonight. He walks up the steps right now, dressed in blue and black, and Mace, this is blue versus red, fire versus ice, and only one can survive.
Well, the Iceman didn't survive in match one, going down to a rampant Littler. Well, Nathan Aspinall's going to have to be as tenacious as Pricey, because Humphries looks certainly the most comfortable of the two right now as they go to their drinks tables, a final sip of water before they have their 9 practice. Well, that's if the crowd let them carry on, because at the moment Humphries is playing to the crowd.
How can you not love darts in this kind of atmosphere? This is incredible.
Yeah, it is. The atmosphere. I don't remember ever since, well, from when I broadcasted here originally doing the darts, it was nothing like this. None of these side seats were open. It was basically effectively the floor and a bit of the side.
I think that's what the dart players are talking about on the stage right now. They're very good friends, these two. Humphries is fancied to win this game because of his ranking, his ceiling of performance. He's won more nightly titles in this campaign over the last 16 weeks. But even they were having a conversation before this semi-final started. This place is different now. It's not 10,000 people who turn up and watch a game of darts. It's 50% more than that, and you literally can't get a chair.
No, and they participate, don't they? Whether it be on the walk-ons, during the sing-along at the end of the walk-on, and the sound in this place was obviously built for doing concerts. So, yeah, it's incredible. The noise, it literally just almost takes this. Well, I was going to say the seat off. It's a roof.
34 points in his campaign, Humphries, with 3 nightly wins. Got off to a really good start and maintained a very high level of performance throughout. He was in the qualifying positions pretty much the whole time from minute 1 to the very end, and he is the only person who can say that. But he didn't win the league phase, Littler did. Aspinall had to get there via the last 2 weeks, battling it out with MBG, the 7-time champion. He's not here, as he decides to take a bit of time away from the sport, which is the right thing to do. Humphries starts with a ton. Aspinall is going to be better off. He starts with a 140. Already, this looks pretty good, mate.
Yeah, what early nerves. And Humphries, he's back in the red bit, follows it in. 177, finds the treble 19 on cover. Well, this is just continuing on from Littler Price.
What was this thing about dart players coming into places like this and being nervous? 2 140s to start this first leg for Aspinall. 2-2-1 after 6. Humphries on 2-2-4. He's going to crush it here. Big treble 20 with the first dart. And third dart to leave 84 after your first 9 darts on this stage in this semi-final. This is a blistering start from the world number 1.
Yes, very, very good. Treble 20 found with his final dart. Takes Aspinall down to 1-2-1, but 84 for Humphries. Treble 20 found. Double 12. Oh, just inside double 6 for a 12 dart hold. Never in doubt, Nico.
Never in doubt at all. And This O2 crowd here in London are marvelling at the fact that someone can start a match of this significance with a 4-visit leg. If this game continues like this, it will be one of those games that everybody remembers for the rest of their lives.
I mean, in terms of form, I suppose you have got the 4 best players in the world right now.
I suppose we do. Aspinall, winner of the European Darts Trophy this year in Göttingen, Germany. His first European Tour victory. Littler won in Belgium. Price has been winning on the floor in our Players' Championship events. He's got 3 of them. And Humphries is the PDC World Master. And the 2 treble visits from Humphries at the start of this one are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you'll be not shocked to know that we've not had a troubleless visit until now, because I was just about to mention it. Well done, Mace.
Yeah, Humphries on 2-3-6 here. Small 20, has to go for cover. Down to the 19s. He has a troubleless visit, so 58 from him leaves 178. Aspinall 1-0 down on talkSPORT on 2-2-3. Needs to be effective to leave a finish here. He is in the small 20 as well, and he goes for cover. Just trying to figure out with referee Charlie Kostafine what he's got left, but the referee can't tell him what to do to leave a finish, but he can tell him what he's got left. 59 is good enough to leave a finish, but it's a big one of 164.
Yeah, and Humphries, more or less, will be thinking to himself, I've got 6 at this 178. Takes a ton off, down to 78. Now, I think he likes the 2 treble 19 route.
He's looking south to the green 57. He gets a white single 19. And again, decides to go up top for a cover shot. Gets a treble 20 to leave 66. But Humphries looking to break the throw on 78. He's 1-0 up. He's got a treble 18. He's missed double 12 again. But he's hit double 6 again. And it is 2-0 Humphries. This is a very settling start. Averaging 111 in the first couple of legs here.
Yeah, Aspinall not doing too much wrong, averaging 102, but yet to get a dart at a double in either of the opening 2 legs.
You and I both know, Mace, over the last 16 weeks that there's been a lot of chatter on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel and on various other media outlets about how many times the Lukes play each other. We never tire of it. It's like watching Liverpool versus Manchester United. It's like seeing Rafa versus Roger. It's that game right now, and at 2-0 up, Humphries is looking way more settled than Aspinall.
Yeah, listen, 1 and 2 in the world, 2 best players in the world. It's the matchup everybody wants to see. It's like an undisputed every time they play. Who gets the bragging rights? Well, at the moment in this one, Humphries is getting the bragging rights. 2-0 up. He wants 3-6-3 at the hockey, single treble and a single for a ton, down to 2-6-3.
So disappointed with that last start. It just feathered into the board instead of flying pure. 360 for Aspinall. Beautiful cover on the treble 19 there. Gets 2 trebles to leave 226. Humphries on 263 has to go for cover here. Trebleless visit. Yeah, 3 different singles there.
Yeah, just needed 1 treble in either of that combination to have left a finish. He's down to 206, 2-0 up in our second semi-final. Aspinall 226, single 20, top wire, uses it. Finds the treble with darts 2 and 3, down to 86. Looking good for a break of throw, and a needed break of throw, Nico.
Yeah, using a 26-gram dart, very much front-loaded, meaning that most of the weight of the dart is at the front of the barrel next to the point.
Like a spring onion.
Absolutely. Aspinall, 86, has got 6 darts from this point. So doesn't have to do anything drastic. Well, he's got the treble 18 anyway. Double 16 to get his first leg in this semi. Plumb right in the left middle of that double 16, and it's now 2-1 to Luke Humphries, but the break from Aspinall right there gets him back on track, and that first dart is plumbing that 60 once again. When he gets that right,
well, that was key to victory that night. He needed to win, which ultimately meant that he was going to qualify.
Yeah, in Aberdeen in week 15. Sounds like a haiku, doesn't it? Aspinall beat Michael van Gerwen that night and put himself in pole position, but pole position belongs to the world number 1 Luke Humphries right now. He starts leg 4 with a maximum. Aspinall after 6 is on 3-4-4. He's already lost the draw. What are we looking at here, Mr. Humphries? We're looking at a 9-dart attempt. 2 180s. He's left 1-4-1, and last year it was Luke Littler that had a 9-darter in the final. Is it the other Luke's turn to get a perfect leg in the capital? 1-4-1. and he starts with a 1. That's not how you do it. And the boos from 15,000 strong mean that everybody listening on talkSPORT right now knows that we're going to have to wait for a perfect leg until a little bit later on.
Yeah, I did fancy one tonight. It's no surprise when you have got the elite playing over a long distance. He's just he's gesturing himself that he just threw it across his body.
He's devastated that he didn't get a perfect leg. Well, the thing is, he might have to take it 100 when he comes back, because that maximum from Aspinall has got him back in the leg, only 7 behind. Humphries effort at 100. It's a big 5 start. 19s, he gets 3 of them. Double 19. Doesn't recover.
Did he overcompensate after that one in the previous visit, do you think?
I think maybe he did. And Nathan Aspinall on 107 here was way out of the leg. But he might just steal it. He's got 57 to start. He's looking at 18. He's got it. Double 16 for 2-2 for Tenacious A. And there you have it. That's why he's got the reputation. He's not beaten until you hit that double. It's 2-2 in a game that Humphries believes should have been 3-1. But he didn't finish off leg 4.
Nah, the third visit hitting 41 to leave a ton, and then a big 5. Did find the treble 19 on recovery, but didn't get the double 19 for 3-1. So we find ourselves at 2-2.
Playing Nathan Aspinall at darts and trying to beat him is like trying to play darts with a grizzly bear stuck to your ankle. That's what he's like. He's impossible to get rid of. He believes that tonight is his destiny. He's on 404 here. 135 scored via 2 treble 20s at the end of the visit to leave 269. Humphries, first time he's been in a little bit of bother in this semi-final.
Well, this is what we said that Aspinall needed to do. He needed to find a way of getting Humphries involved, and he's doing that now.
First and second dart in the treble 20 from 269. Another max. That's his second. He leaves 89, and now all of a sudden he's scoring better than his opponent. Only 57 from Humphries, and Aspinall's got 2 visits for 89.
Yeah, treble 19 for double 16. Single 19. So he won't be going 20 ball. Treble 18. Oh, he's hit a 1.
Well, he's got 69 left here, and the 57 is blocked, so it should be treble 15 here. He decides to go to the 57 anyway, and he gets it. That's an incredible dart from Aspinall.
Yeah, that 180 was his 95th of this Premier League campaign, and that's only, Nico, 8 behind Humphries.
Well, that 168 from Humphries to leave double 18 was unbelievable. Aspinall's on double 6 to go 3-2 ahead. He's finishing well in this game. In fact, his stats have just gone up. He's hit double 6 with the first dart and is now 3 hits from 4 attempts, averaging 105.36. He's leading after the first 5 legs by 3 legs to 2 on talkSPORT.
Yeah, he was 2 down, 3 on the spin. You are just joining us. It was Luke Little who got the better in the end of Gerwyn Price.
Nathan was saying earlier on to our colleague Abi Davies that he feels comfortable playing Humphries, and he knows that his record against Littler is dismal, but he'd love to put that right tonight by winning a fantastic game. He's got to get there first. Both averaging in 3 figures here, both on 361. That cover not good enough from Aspinall. 317 for him. Humphries looking to respond here. Just looks a little flat. More troublous visits coming for him at this point in time as he leaves 304.
Treble 20 isn't followed with darts 2 or 3, so a ton takes Aspinall on throw down to 217, leading 3-2. Humphries 304 makes a beautiful adjustment with his second and third darts. Only player I know can, well, it's like he almost bends it.
It's amazing what he does. He can block the treble 20 and still hit 140 by hitting half a bed twice with darts that are quite wide. 164 for the world number 1 Humphries. Aspinall with that 5th 140 of the game leaves 77. 164 is possible. He's got the 2 treble 19s. The ball for Humphries hits the green bit instead of the centre red bit, and Aspinall's got 77 now. The John Part shot to be 4-2 up. and in control here, Mace.
He will be. He will have rattled Humphries. Single 19 leaves 58. Gets the single 18. One dart in hand. Tops for 4-2. Ooh, just pulled.
Yeah, just underneath that tops bed, giving Humphries a second life here in leg 6. It's 3-2 Aspinall. What's happening next? He misses double 8 after the single 9, but the next dart from Humphries is an absolute Exocet missile that finds that double 8 and makes it 3-3. Both of these semi-finals, they are so close after the first 6 legs. Tied again. Here we go. Humphries is rediscovering his scoring.
Well, it does have echoes of our opening match, just sort of trading maxes and breaks of throw. But somehow we find ourselves back on throw. And the 180, the reply is a 140 from Aspinall, down to 361. He's not going to be on another 9. Not a bad second prize, Paul. 140 down to 181.
Everybody knows what 181 is. It's 5 trebles from 6. Aspinall's not going to do that. He starts with a 140, then backs it up with a ton to leave 261. Humphries has got that first dart right every time in this leg. And he's left 36 after 9 darts.
180, 140, 145, and I love that switch with dart 2, because more often than not, if you go the 2 treble 20s and then try to pick off the 25, you hit the ball and leave 11, where if you go the ball on dart 2, you've got the option then of the treble 13.
Is it going to be a 10 darter, double 18? Well, tell us, and it is. We are hoping that 4-3 lead that Humphries has just established was done with the second best leg of the night. That was an amazing 10 dart leg.
Yeah, 1 dart off perfection, and that 1 dart that wasn't perfect wasn't far off.
60. Only 60 from Aspinall. All of a sudden, he is now behind, and Humphries' demeanour has changed again.
He goes through cycles in a match, doesn't he? And the longer he can sort of hold that, maybe it's focus, the deadlier he gets. It's only when I think that he may be finding it all a little bit too comfortable. Very much like MVG was that type of player, wasn't he? That I think he felt like it was all too easy, and he would lose focus for 3 or 4 legs, and then very much like Littler can just like turning a light switch on.
Now, just to give you an indication as to how different the paths have been for these 2 players, Humphries was in a qualifying spot for tonight all 16 weeks. That's a 3rd maximum from Aspinall, which leaves him 127. Nathan Aspinall was in a qualifying position 6 of the 16 weeks. He's still here, and he's on 127 with 2 visits in the bank, because Humphries is back on 250. So it should be 4-4 in less than a minute. It might be in a few seconds, because that treble 20 leaves 67. Gets a single 17 and will lay up for 18 here.
It was a bit like the tune in terms of a Champions League place, mate, wasn't it? In, out, in, out, in, out.
Too soon. But they made it.
And they did.
Aspinall, he's got 32 left with Humphries on 150 finish. He readies himself, goes for the bottom left corner of the board and finds it. His doubling in this game, Mace, has been amazing. 4 from 5, 80%, and he's averaging 107, and he's only level at 4-4.
Yeah, that's his second 13 darter of this match. His run from 2-0 down was 14 darts, 15 darts with a 107 checkout, a 13 darter, and a 13 darter in the last leg. And starts leg 9 with a 140. We will take a break after 10.
It's going to come at the right time for somebody. Maybe that's not Aspinall, who is now averaging better than any game he completed in the 16-week roadshow. Better than anything.
He's peaking. 108.11 the average. Make that 109.
Not quite another maximum. He's going to have to settle for 3 to this point, but Humphries is back under pressure at 4-4 in the game. He comes up with a trebleless visit to leave 247. Aspinall, against the throw here on 226, is in a very attacking position.
He is, but he's found a single 5 with dart 1. Makes the adjustment down to 201. We'll have to run for cover. Doesn't get a 19. A slack throw. Only 44, taking him down to 182. Humphries 247, single 20. Can't quite get the range. Eventually finds a trouble and takes him down to 147. Not even getting involved, Nico.
Not at all.
Don't do it.
I'm not even going to ask. I'm not going to give my opinion either. Well, Aspinall on 182 is going to crush it, but it's only a ton. We'll be disappointed with that, but Humphries on 147 on the throw here. Starts downstairs in the 19s region and doesn't get a trouble with the first 2 darts or the last one. So he's in a bit of peril here. He could be 5-4 down.
Yeah, I think this goes, Nico. We're yet to have a leg over at the 5 visits. Everything's been 15 darts or less.
82 left for Aspinall. First dart is a 25 on the right-hand side. He has to check. Always best to do if you're not sure. He's got 57 left with 2 darts in hand. Central, big 17, and a big exhalation from Aspinall before he goes for tops. And he misses it just low. He gestures to his right. I'm not really sure why, but Humphries is looking for 90 in the 5-4 lead.
It's got to go treble 20, surely. And does. Single found. Another single. Oh, it's a treble, double 5 bonus.
Well, he looks relieved that he's taken that out for a 5-4 lead. It's one of those faces that you pull when you throw a dart. You don't think it's going, but it did go in.
Yeah, I mean that was a hold, but will feel like a break.
Nathan has the darts in the last leg before the break, where everybody in this place that is packed from top to bottom, front to back, will want to collect their breath after a pulsating 17 legs between Littler and Price. It's only a ton from Humphries. It's a very good one though. All 3 darts tightly compacted, just either in the 60 or just above. Nathan, who has the darts, is at the hockey now. 2 big 20s. He walks away with a steady ton. Pressure back on Luke.
Yeah, trading tons. Luke, who's 0.2 off of his tournament average right now in this game. For Aspinall, he's 10 points above his tournament average, averaging near on, well, over 106 after he's just hit 2 treble 20s.
Thing is, Mace, he's having to be.
Well, he's outscoring the scorer in this match.
3-4-2 for Humphries, and that maximum doesn't get into a finish. Proving Mace's point from earlier about where you leave yourself mid-leg. Aspinall's on 161, he's only 1 point ahead, but because of the complexities of a leg, he's got 2 visits to make it 5-5. Small 20 to start. He goes for cover in the 19s and gets 3 of them. He's going to go back to the top now. 97 isn't bad. It leaves 64, and Humphries, all he can do is pressure.
Well, Aspinall knows he should get at least 1 dart double. 86 from Aspinall leaves him 76. So 64 for Nath for 5 apiece, and well, that'd be just about right, wouldn't it?
This is massive. We could have a swing happening here. 64 for Aspinall. It's a small 16 followed by a big 16. Speaking of 16s, there's 2 of them, and that ends leg 10. And these 2 top English dart players cannot be separated. Humphries averaging 100.24 with 4 maximums. Aspinall 105.16. But crucially, with 5 out of 7 on the doubles. That's why he has equalised at 5-5, and that's why we are still on the edge of our seats and on the edge of our smart speakers and everything that you're listening on talkSPORT, because the climax of this second semi-final is imminent. We'll be back with Humphries versus Aspinall, and on talkSPORT it stands at 5-5. We have 1.5 matches to go in a 17-week roadshow, and only one will prevail. There's only 3 dart players left in this tournament, and they're all English. The one non-English dart player was disposed of in the first semi-final. Gerwyn Price is gone at the hands of Luke Littler, but now in our second semi-final, it is tied at 5 legs apiece.
Yeah.
Both averaging superbly in this game, both doubling really well. I just wonder, Chris Mason, how these two are going to be separated in the second half. Is this going to be similar to the first semi-final where somebody kicks on and somebody retracts, or are you going to go the distance and maybe have a 10-9 here?
Well, our betting partners are not far off where we started. They're still going 1-3 on Luke Humphries and 2-1 about Aspinall. What say you at 5-5? When you're looking at the averages, you give Aspinall every chance from here. But this is the difference between Littler and Humphries and everybody else. They find a way. Great players do great things.
They're both great players. They're both very valiant. Only one of them will be wearing a World Cup shirt next month, and that is Captain Humphries. He is going to be captaining Luke Littler. Maybe they're both going to be Premier League champions by the time they go to Frankfurt to win another World Cup for England. But last year it was Humphries and Michael Smith who won the tournament. Aspinall's never worn an England shirt at the World Cup. That is an ambition for him in the future, but right now he's going to have to catch Humphries in this 11th leg, because Humphries is going berserk on that treble 20. He's on 81 after 9.
Yeah, both come off and both were gesturing that there's an intermittent breeze up there. There's nothing wrong with that, though.
Nothing wrong with that at all, apart from the fact it doesn't leave a finish for Aspinall. 81 for Humphries, looking at double 12 for a 12 darter, and he hasn't had a great deal of joy in that double 12. He's missed it high and low there.
Yeah, he didn't attack with dart 1. I think because he's underthrown it so many times, he actually overpitched. He overcompensated like he did on the shot directly after hitting a 1. He hit a 5.
Well, as good,
because he's not an aimer, is he? He's a thrower.
Well, as bad as Humphries has been on double 12, he's been equally as good on double 6, and he's hit it again with the first dart there. Surely got to recognise that, and if he leaves a shot that requires double 6, just keep doing it. He's hit it 3 times out of 3.
Yes, he's absolutely deadly at 3 o'clock.
He's not too bad at around 9, well, 8:45 at night as well. That's what time it is right now. First dart plumb for Humphries, looking to max it. Does. And quite frankly, after that first dart, he should, because it was just that good.
Well, in the break, we sort of had a quick chat of what we thought was going to happen, and like I say, I think Humphries is very similar to Littler. Maybe not as prolific in terms of going through those gears at the pace that Littler does, but he seems to just have this insane ability of just finding that extra gear when it's required. And listen, Aspinall's chucked the kitchen sink at him so far, and he's still hanging tough. 1-3-4 takes him down to 1-4-2. Humphries 260, needs a max.
He's going to leave a finish here. How small will it be? Just listen to Chris Mason to my right, because he planned the maximum. It has been found by Humphries, and Aspinall wants to spoil the party by taking out 142 to make it 6-6. He just resets himself there. 17s, only gets a single, so the shot's off.
I don't like that play when you're so prolific around that treble 20, looking for a treble that you hardly throw at, where you can have a go at a treble that you're dead-eyed on.
84.
Aspinall found 2 single 17s and a bull there to leave 58. Humphries is on 80, now tops with the last dart, and just above the target to make it 7-5, and now we could be level again, with Aspinall hanging on, true to his story. Every time he's down, he finds a way to get back up. He's on tops and finds it, of course. His doubling, my word. We've said it 3 or 4 times already, but under this kind of pressure, he's delivering doubling from the gods.
6 from 8, 75%. His tournament numbers are in the late 30s. He is playing out of his skin at the right time, still averaging over 103. 6-6 with the world number 1.
6-6 again. The first semi-final was 6-6, and it was at this point that Luke Littler found the turbocharger. Can somebody do that from this position, or are these two just going to trade blows to the very end? At this stage, I don't see anybody dominating from here. I can see them trading blows to the very end.
Well, the averages are almost identical, so I'm with you there, Nico. They're just going to take lumps out of each other, and those lumps are 180s, because that's the 7th for Luke Humphries. 11 now in the match between them.
Oh,
make that 12.
Could there be another? Yes, it needed to be, because that leaves 161 for Aspinall, but Humphries is on 60 for 7-6 in the second semi. Finds it with 2 darts. No pressure whatsoever. It's a very different dynamic in this semi-final. It was very rambunctious during semi-final 1. Now everybody's sitting down and thinking, we are witnessing and listening to a classic. You don't see semi-finals like this every year. This is something very, very special. 2 treble 19s on the cover there for Humphries. Starts with a 1-3-4. Aspinall 7-6 down on talkSPORT on 4:05.
Yeah, when you've got 2 players into the 14th leg of a match that are both hovering around the 105 mark, you know you're seeing something special.
Yeah, that 140 from Aspinall takes him to 265. Here comes Humphries again. He was leaning on that 3rd dart, and that's why he hit treble 5 instead of treble 20.
He was trying to crash it in, wasn't he?
Indeed he was. Aspinall down on the 19s on 265. Gets enough to leave 170. We haven't seen a big fish tonight yet, but we did see a 128 from Littler earlier, which was a bit of a game changer.
Well, they're both on 170, Nico. We're going to get 2 bites of the cherry. Can they hit the cherry?
Here we go. Anticipation builds on the 170 checkout. Aspinall's not going to take his. He has to go for cover. He's muttering to himself, and he's not going to be happy with 46. Can Humphries find 170 for an 8-6 lead? First dart, top of the bed. Second dart, just above. And he gets the ball with the last dart to lead top, so massive pressure on Nathan Aspinall here to take 124 out.
I'm not sure there, Nico, if Luke was unsure it was in or not. 60s fan, full teams fan, right in the middle. Can he find the ball? You bet he can.
I swear, if Mike Tyson was to punch Nathan Aspinall on the chin, he would take it and then roar back at him. This guy is so hard to beat. It is the greatest compliment you can pay any dart player, but maybe Nathan Aspinall is as hard to beat as anybody is in 2025. 7-7 in this second semi-final. We are now playing effectively 1 World Championship set of darts to see who plays Luke Littler for the Premier League trophy tonight.
This is some game. What a finish. Just seen Humphries threaten the break and threaten to lead 8-6 to nail the ball, and now he's popped in a 6th 180 for him. It's just that sound of tungsten on tungsten, you know it's a good game.
Yeah, you never get sick of that noise. Flight on flight, stem on stem, barrel on barrel. 142 left for Humphries. Aspinall on 263's got to be crafty here. Cover on the treble 19, but he can stay there. 96 scored would leave 167, but 134 leaves him 129, slightly better off. 142 for Humphries. He stays on the 61s. Doesn't get the second one. And then he gets a treble 10 to leave double 16, but Aspinall is on 129 to do it again to the world number 1 to put him behind by 8 legs to 7. Single 19. Needs treble 20 for another shot at the bull. Gets it. Another bullseye for its second consecutive bull. And it's just missed to the right-hand side, and Humphries was standing at the back of the stage just admiring the work.
Yeah, just smiling, shaking his head, thinking, not again, surely. He's found double 16. 13 dart hold, leads again, 8-7.
Do you know those people who thought that when Phil Taylor retired in 2018 that this sport would suffer? Look at this game. 8 years later, this sport has 2 English players doing stuff that we didn't even dream of.
Yeah, well, these kind of numbers are the ones we'd wax lyrically about, isn't it? But we got both of them doing it.
This is like Stevie Gerrard against Frank Lampard, and they're both having a worldie. 8-7 Humphries, live on talkSPORT at the O2 in London. This is not done yet. 140 from Aspinall. He's now got 12, just like Humphries. And he's a visit ahead, but not for long. Another 140 for Luke Humphries, the world number 1, and he is on 226, a dart ahead.
Yeah, in this match there's been 25 140s and 13 180s. Remarkable. What a standard.
And a doubling. 50% for Humphries, and he's 20% behind Aspinall. But he has got the 8-7 lead, and 226 here. He's brought it down to a finish, but it's only by a ton. 126 when he comes back for a 9-7 lead.
Well, at least he's going to get a go on Aspinall's throw. He doesn't need the break of throw, of course, Humphries. He can hold to the winning line.
If you were going to back any player on earth to win the last 3 legs of a contest, it would probably be Nathan Aspinall, and he might need them. If Humphries takes this 126 out, 3 straight are needed. There's the 419s for the 126, and the bullseye's missed high and right. So it's 140 for Aspinall to make it 8 legs apiece.
Are we going normal? Yep. He's missed the treble 20 though. His love affair with double 16. Could have opted for the Rob Cross of 6-18s and double 16.
Well, Nathan's blocked the treble 20 twice here. He's had to go all the way to the right hand side to try and find it, and he's blocked it for a 3rd time. 3 small 20s to leave 80, and Humphries has got 25 for a 9-7 lead. Big 9 found. Double 8 missed just outside, and it's not an ideal marker. This has got to be really precise, and he's wired it again, but just high of his first attempt, and Aspinall's got the crowd.
Both of them darts were bending the wire of double 8, so it's 80 for Aspinall.
Oh, that's a big 20. The next one has got to be higher. It's a really good shot. He has 1 dart at tops for an 80 checkout to make it 8 legs all. And he's hit his own flights, and it careers to the carpet. Humphries now 3 darts in hand to make it 9-7 on double 8.
Yeah, that's the danger if you have darts that sit up. Oh, he's had 2, and he's outside, inside, but inside double 4. Longest leg of the match, but possibly the most important. An 18 darter puts him on the hill.
That double 4 from Humphries was hit right at the top. He was about 3 millimeters from hitting double 18. Just showing a little bit of extra adrenaline there. But a 140 start at the beginning of leg 17 shows that his composure is right there. Aspinall, the street fighter, needs 3 straight legs, otherwise it's not going to be the final for him.
And he matches the 140. Humphries leads 9-7, needs 1 more. Comes for cover, finds the treble 19 with darts 2 and 3. Down to 227 on throw. Forcing Aspinall to find 2 and 3 treble visits. And he's come up dry, 44.
The maintenance of the averages in this game has been sublime. In the 60 again, twice is good enough for Humphries. That 140 leaves him 87 to win this semi-final, to have the same result as Luke Littler in semi-final number 1. He's kicked a little bit. Aspinall hasn't really retracted that much, but he might lose this game 10-7. Humphries on 87 to win. He's got treble 17. He's got double 18, and it will be another chance for the world number 1 Luke Humphries to become Premier League champion tonight. An average of 105.81 with really good finishing. He was tested by his very close friend Nathan Aspinall, but the Asp sees his journey to the O2 ended by the person who has just set up a 2nd consecutive Luke Derby in the Premier League final. So it will be the final that everybody, well, most people predicted. Humphries against Littler will be your 2025 Premier League Darts final, and make your own choice now. Who wins it? Will it be a 2nd title for Littler, or is it redemption for Humphries, Chris Mason?
On the back of that, I haven't got a clue. I think it's very much a bit of a coin flip, or do we go with recency bias and look what's happened in recent weeks between the two? But listen, there's thousands of people in the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, and a few of them saying that's two of the best semi-finals in the Premier League we've seen, and I think I echo them sentiments. I think that so far it's been the best finals night I can remember in a long time.
What more could you possibly ask for? High averages, high octane finishing. We've seen incredible moments there from Nathan Aspinall. The 1-2-4 on the bullseye, the 107 that he found earlier on was key as well. And he's walked away from the semi-finals tonight putting 6 points on his tournament average and finishing about 25% better, and it still wasn't good enough.
Well, after 10 legs, I was looking at the averages. We had the break, 105.16 for Aspinall, 100.24 for Humphries. We said he will find a kick, he will find a way. When he ended up with 105.81, so there's the evidence of that kick he has in the locker.
Well, we are going to cover the final tonight live on talkSPORT, wherever you are, whether you're listening at home on your smart speaker, listening on your smart device, walking the dog, or if you're in the truck. We've had plenty of people contacting us saying that you're on the move tonight listening to the Premier League playoffs. We hope you're enjoying it. We definitely are. And the final has been set. It will be Humphries versus Littler again in the Premier League final. Only one will prevail and walk away with £275,000. The final will come very soon, and it will be Ian Danter and Chris Mason to walk you through it. talkSPORT, your home of darts on the radio. It works very well tonight. It's worked for the last 3-4 months, and the final is very, very close. And when it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. Among the fastest VPNs available on the market, NordVPN gives you a quick location change when you need it most. Go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and get 2 years plus 4 months free and a birthday deal. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks for joining us on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. The final is coming up. Make sure it's Littler and Humphries that you're listening to and watching very, very soon. Take care. See you soon.
Rip it up.